Hello Imbibers, a very good afternoon to all of you. Once again, we are here to discuss the another topic from the chapter Plant Kingdom. We have already completed so many topics related to the plant kingdom, algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and we are today going to talk about the most advanced family of plant kingdom, which is the angiosperms. Yes, we're going to discuss about the characteristics of angiosperms in detail. So before we start, let me introduce you to myself. I am Anam. I'll be your botany expert for the session 2023 and 2024, and we're going to discuss all the amazing and interesting topics related to the plant, just like we have already completed 3 chapters. Yes, today your 3 chapters would be completed. We have completed the living world, we have completed the biological classification, and we have already completed the plant kingdom. Today is the last lecture about it, and then after this we're going to have a practice session related to it, so that you can solve a lot of questions related to this, and you know that how much you remember each and everything about the plant kingdom. And there, my children, there's always a pre-class activities on your Embibe dashboard. Yes, you can always come by attempting those pre-class activities, and after the session gets over, you can always go for the past Embibe assignment, so that you know that whether you have understood the particular concept clearly or not. So yes, without wasting any time, let's start today's chapter, which is about the angiosperm. Let's see what we have. So chapter plant kingdom, as you know children, we have already completed these topics from this particular chapter: introduction to plant kingdom, algae, division bryophyta, pteridophyta, gymnosperms and angiosperm. And as you know, these 3 algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes are cryptograms. They do not have seeds. While we are going to discuss about, we have discussed about gymnosperm, which is the first seeded plants but have their naked seeds. Yes, and today we are going to discuss about the most advanced family, which is the angiosperm, and after this we are going to have a little bit session about the life cycle in the plants. Yes, so let's start. Before that, yes, in this topic the whole concept would be covered, would be related to the angiosperm, what are dicots, what are monocots, and life cycle of the angiosperms. Everything would be related to these only. Yes, let's have a quick recap of what we have studied in the previous session. We have studied about the gymnosperms in the previous session. Yes, we have studied about these, and talking about these gymnosperms children, yes, we have discussed about their classes: Saccharidophyta, Gingophyta, Gnetophyta and Corypherophyta, and we have discussed that they have heterosporous, producing both microspore and megaspore. Spores are formed within sporangia carried by sporophylls that organize to create strobilus, or known as cones. Yes, there are male gametophyte and female gametophyte dependent on the sporophyte. Yes, pollination occurs through the anemophily, transfer of pollen grains to the ovule. Fertilization occurs only once, and haploid endosperm is formed before fertilization. Please remember this particular point, which is absolutely necessary. Yes, it has haploid endosperms and it is formed before the fertilization. Yes, so this is about the gymnosperms, and they have naked seeds. Yes, they do have naked seeds. So this is about the gymnosperms. We have discussed in detail. They are the first seeded plants having naked seeds, showing be typically heterosporous, having microspore and the megaspore, and the cones are known as male strobilus and the female strobili. Yes, so let's start our today's topic. Let's see what we have. The very first thing children, talking about the angiosperms, the most which make it more advanced, the most important characteristic of angiosperm family, which is not been seen in any other family. Yes, it is the seeded plants. Yes, they are seeded, and the whole seed is typically enclosed. Yes, the seeds, the ovules are enclosed inside a covering. A ovary is there, and inside that there is ovules. Angiosperm or the flowering plants have enclosed seeds. Yes, they are totally known for they having enclosed seeds. Seeds are covered in the ovary. Yes, so this is the most unique feature of the angiosperm. But yes, there are more unique features of the angiosperms, but this is the most important and the most unique feature they have, and that is why they are being called as the most advanced family. Next we have talking about the angiosperm. Let's see the features of angiosperms have. What are the characteristics of the angiosperm is there. Talking about the characteristics of angiosperm children: flower and fruit producing plants. Yes, these are flower and fruit producing plants, and flowers are the reproductive structure. Yes, in the coming session we are going to discuss about the morphology of the flowering plants, and there you will get to know how beautifully the whole accessories are basically arranged on the flower. So here flower is the reproductive structure. Yes, they have seeds which are totally enclosed. They have enclosed seeds which is ranging from the smallest Wolfia to tall as eucalyptus. The size has a variation. The size ranges from a very small Wolfia plant to an extremely tall eucalyptus plant, tall trees like eucalyptus. So the size range is also varying from very small to very high. Yes, children, the Angiosperm family also provide the food, fodder, fuel and medicines, and they are typically divided into dicot and as well as the monocot. So these are the few interesting features of the Angiosperm. These are the few features which make them unique, which basically make them different from the other particular members, other particular families of Gymnosperm, Bryophytes, Algae, Pteridophyte. Yes, the Angiosperm are absolutely advanced and they have such features. They have reproductive structures, they have enclosed seeds, they are basically used for medicines, food, fodder, fuel, and basically they are fruit producing and flower producing plants, and they are further divided into dicot and monocot. What do you mean by dicot? The dicot means you have two cotyledons. Yes, and monocot means one cotyledon. We'll discuss about that in detail, giving you a brief introduction about it. So the particular Angiosperm is being divided into dicot as well as the monocot. Clear? So this is about the Angiosperms. Yes, I hope this is clear. So moving forward.
Sure, I understand.
Yes, so moving forward with more of the Angiosperm discussion, next we have the dicotyledons. Yes, the two parts in which the Angiosperms are divided, one is the dicot, the other is the monocot. So what are the features of a dicotyledons plants? Talking about the dicotyledon children, they have two cotyledons. Yes, one is the, it means if this is a seed, this would be the two cotyledons. One is plumule, the other is the radicle. Yes, the plumule will develop into a shoot system. It will develop into a shoot system, while the radicle will develop into a root system. Yes, this is how the two cotyledons will develop individually, and yes, they are more advanced because the two cotyledons are individually maintaining and creating the two structures of the plant. One is the shoot system, the other is the root system. Yes, they have a tap root system. They have a basic tap root system. What is a tap root system? This is how a tap root looks like. Yes, they have primary, secondary, tertiary roots inside them. Yes, there is a typically tap root, or you can also call it as true roots. Yes, tap root system, they have a typical, just like this, they have a tap root system. Yes, the venation, what do you mean by venation? Venation means arrangement of the, simple, arrangement of the veins inside the leaf. Can you see this? There is a very simple reticulate venation is there. What is a reticulate venation? You can see this, when there is a midrib running, and this type of venation is called reticulate venation. This type of venation is called reticulate venation. Yes, and next they have tetramerous or pentamerous flowers. Yes, they have two types of flowers, tetramerous and pentamerous. Tetra means 4, penta means 5. Yes, and they have open vascular bundles. What is open vascular bundles? The open vascular bundles means they have a cambium ring. They have a cambium ring between xylem and phloem, which is responsible for the secondary growth. So that is why they are known as open vascular bundles. So these are the few features of the Angiosperms, dicotyledons flowers or dicot plants, that they have two cotyledons, one plumule, one radicle. Plumule will create a shoot system, radicle will create a root system. They have tap root system, a true root system, yes, and further divided into primary, secondary, tertiary roots. Yes, and they have a reticulate venation which is absolutely simple. As you can see, they have tetramerous or pentamerous flowers, and they have open vascular bundles. Vascular bundles are xylem and phloem, and why I am saying open, they have a cambium ring present between them and which is responsible for the secondary growth. Yes, so dicot do show the secondary growth because of the cambium ring present. Clear? So this is about the dicot plants, the dicotyledons, angiosperms. Clear? I hope this is very clear, very simple. Yes. Okay, so we have discussed about one type of angiosperm. Let's discuss about the second type of angiosperm. Next we have monocot. Yes, so talking about the monocot, have a single cotyledon. Yes, the monocot have a single cotyledons and they have a parallel venation in leaves. What do you mean by single cotyledon? It means the seed has one cotyledon and this one cotyledon will develop into shoot as well as root. Yes, this particular single cotyledon will develop into root as well as the shoot. Having a parallel venation, it means the veins on a leaf are arranged parallel to each other. The veins of the leaves are arranged parallel to each other. Yes, so this is what parallel venation in leaves, and they have trimerous flowers. They have trimerous flowers and they have fibrous root system. Just like this, typically they have fibrous root system and they do not have a cambium ring between the xylem and phloem, and that is why they are known as closed vascular bundles. That is why they have closed vascular bundles. Clear? This is about the monocot, that they have single cotyledon, parallel venation, trimerous flowers, fibrous roots and closed vascular bundles. Closed means there is no cambium ring. Parallel venation, the veins are running parallel to each other. They have a single cotyledon developing into root system as well as the shoot system. Clear? Clear? Yes? Okay. Moving forward, discussing more about the angiosperms. Next we have what? We have how do the angiosperm reproduce. Children, angiosperms reproduction has a whole chapter in your 12th standard which is sexual reproduction in flowering plants, and it is very vast. Yes, and the whole reproduction in the angiosperm is very important because it is a very unique type of reproduction in which there is a double fertilization and the triple fusion formation is basically taking place. So talking about the reproduction in the angiosperms, we have the female sex organ is represented by a pistil. A pistil is further divided into stigma, style, ovary. Yes, yes, pistil have stigma, style, ovary. Okay, this is how it looks like. This is your stigma, this is your style, and this is your ovary. Yes, ovary, stigma, landing platform for pollen grain, and this is style, long cylinder like structure. Yes, where the pollen tube formation takes place to reach to the ovule or the egg cell. Yes, so your pistil is further divided into stigma, style and ovary. The ovary has ovules. These ovules will eventually develop into seeds, and since it has a covering of the ovary, yes, the ovules are inside the ovary, and that is why it is called as closed seeds. Yes, they have megaspore mother cells in ovules which form megaspore. Yes, functional megaspore which will eventually create into a embryo sac. Yes, embryo sac, a megaspore will eventually develop into an embryo sac, and your embryo sac will have egg cell, synergids, antipodals, polar nuclei. This is how it looks like. Can you see this? This is your embryo sac. These are your antipodal cells. Antipodal cells. Yes, inside there is two polar nuclei, and this is also called as central cell. This is called as central cell. And now we have another, these are synergid cells. This is the egg cell. This is the egg cell, and these two are synergids. These two are synergids. These two are synergids. Just a second, I'll release it. These two are yes. So this is how your embryo sac is basically present. You can even see that in this clearly. This is your embryo sac. Can you see this? Yes? Or should I just zoom it? Just a second, I'll zoom it. This is how it looks like. Yes, these are antipodal cells. These are what? These are antipodal. These are antipodal cells. These are polar nuclei which is present in the central cell. This is the egg cell where the pollen grain will fuse, and these two are the synergid cells, and this is how where the pollen tube will enter to fertilize the egg cell. So this is basically how the reproduction is basically taking place, because right now we have discussed about the female gametophyte. We have another talking about the male gametophyte. Yes, the reproduction in the angiosperm 1, this is how we discussed about the how embryo form, embryo sac is present, what is female gametophyte. Yes, the megasporangium. Next we are going to discuss about the male. Yes, the male sex organ, it is represented by the stamen, a typical stamen. This is your stamen. This whole is stamen. Yes, your stamen is further divided into, this is the anther. This is the anther, and this is the filament. This is the filament. Yes, your pollen mother cells in anther produce microspore. In this which is anther have pollen mother cells. Yes, PMC. It has PMC which is responsible for the formation of the microspore. Yes, the microspore forms pollen grains. The pollen grains are transferred from the anther to the stigma of the flower through various means like wind, water, animals, and this process is called pollination. Yes, pollen grains are basically transferred from the anther to the stigma, which is the landing platform of the pollen grain for the fertilization. There the pollen tube will form, and basically these pollinating agents could be wind, water, animals, and basically the process is called of pollination. Clear? This is about the reproduction in angiosperms. Okay. Okay. Male gametophyte, female gametophyte. We have discussed about it, the megaspore mother cell, the microspore mother cells. Yes. And children, pollen grain are transferred from the anther to the stigma through the pollinating agents, the flower through various means like wind, water, animals, and the process is called pollination. Clear? So this is about the reproduction in angiosperms. Any questions related to this? Any part which was not clear? Yes? Next, moving forward, talking about this unique feature in the pollen grains, which is the double fertilization. So what is double fertilization in angiosperms? Talking about the double fertilization, children, it is a very unique event of angiosperms where fertilization occurs twice. What do you mean by twice? Means there are two male gamete, one gamete fuses with the egg cell, and after the fusion with the egg cell it forms a zygote, and this process is called syngamy, where the egg cell is fusing with the, when male gamete is fusing with the male egg cell, that first is basically called as syngamy, and the zygote formation will take place, while the other male gamete will fuse with the two polar nuclei to form a triploid primary endosperm nucleus, and this fusion is called triple fusion. Yes, this fusion is called triple fusion, or it will lead to the formation of primary endosperm nucleus. The unique event, yes, this is the unique event taking place in the angiosperm, which is called the double fertilization, where the male gamete go and fuses with the egg cell, the other male gamete go and fuses with the polar nuclei or the central cell, resulting into the formation of endosperm. This is what you have to remember. In the angiosperms, the formation of the endosperm is after the fertilization. Yes, on the other hand, talking about the gymnosperms, the formation of the endosperm is before the fertilization. So the question sometimes comes up that in gymnosperm, when did the endosperm is forming? Endosperm is formed in the before fertilization, but in the angiosperms it is forming after the fertilization. Yes, and this is how the triploid primary endosperm nucleus, this fusion is called triple fusion. Yes, which is leading to the formation of primary endosperm nucleus. ठीक है, this is all about the double fertilization, which is a very unique feature of the angiosperms. Clear? Moving forward, next we have in the angiosperms, which is the life cycle. So children, the life cycle of angiosperm is basically as follows. As you can see, a typical sporophytic structure is there, which have both megaspore mother cell and microspore mother cell. Yes, a typical embryo sac formation is basically taking place, and when the embryo sac is basically taking place, the whole stigma, style and ovary, this is a particular what? This is a male gamete which go and fuses with the egg cell. The double fertilization takes place, then the triple endosperm nucleus takes place, then endosperms serve as a nourishment for the developing embryo. Yes, after this, the whole ovules will convert into a seed and it will have seed coats. Yes, the ovules will basically convert into seeds and it will have seed coats. It basically forms a young sporophyte. You know what is a sporophyte? A sporophyte is root, stem and leaves. That is what you called as sporophyte. Yes, what is called mature sporophyte, which is called basically develop into having a flowers, which again develops to have a megasporophyll and microsporophyll, or the pistil and the stamen. So this is how the life cycle of angiosperms will take place. Yes, sporophyte, then the formation of having gametophyte on the particular plant, both male and the female. Yes, and this is how basically the whole fusion of basically take place inside the angiosperms. Whole the ovules are enclosed inside the ovary, and that is why it is basically called as having the seed, and they are having closed seeds because it's completely inside the ovary. Even after the fusion, even after the nourishment, whole embryo formation, and again the sporophyte development. This is what the life cycle of angiosperms. And as you can see also, this is how the megaspore is basically developed. Yes, and you can see this is how microspore is basically developed. Can you see this? This is how microspore is developing. This is how megaspore is basically developing. Again, this microspore mother cell dividing mitotically, forming two male gametes. Yes, one male gamete will go and fuse with the egg cell, the other male gamete will go and fuse with the central cell. Formation of the zygote and the triple fusion with the endosperm formation. The endosperm will lead to the nourishment of the developing embryo, and again the whole seeds, the ovule will convert into a seed, and again a new sporophyte will be formed from the young sporophyte, or the young seed will develop or germinate to form a sporophyte. So this is what the life cycle of angiosperm is all about. It is absolutely simple. I think the most simplest life cycle from the algae to the angiosperm. You have seen how advanced features have been added all together. Yes, this is more of a evolutionary phylogenetic relationship. Can you see this? Algae were extremely having a thallus structure. The body is not divided into root, stem and leaves. And then there are angiosperms which are divided into root, stem and leaves. Yes, root, stem and leaves. So root, stem and leaves, and then there is a thallus structure. From algae to angiosperm, this is how more advanced feature is being added. Yes, this is about the life cycle of the angiosperms. Next, we have a question over here. Is there any question you wanted to ask? Anyone? Any part which is not clear to you? Anything which you have not understood, children? Do you want me to repeat anything? Yes? Do you want me to repeat anything? Yes? Any part which is not clear? Another question is, connect the characteristics of angiosperm to the main bubble. Now you can have to connect the angiosperms to the main bubble. Yes, quickly do that. The correct answer is angiosperm having enclosed seeds and they produce flowers. Okay. Next. Next question, children. Again, double fertilization and triple fusion are the characteristics of features of Yes, the correct answer is this is a characteristic feature of the angiosperm. Double fertilization and triple fusion are the characteristic feature of angiosperms. Very simple. Next question. In which the reticulate venation is present? Yes, among which there is a reticulate venation present. Very simple this is. Among which the reticulate venation is present. Yes, the correct answer is of course the dicots have the dicotyledon families have the reticulate venation, while the monocot have a parallel venation. Very simple. Next question. Embryo sac is present in pollen grains. What do you think? It's true or false? Where is the embryo sac is present in the pollen grains? Yes, embryo sac is present in pollen grains. Quickly, what is the answer? Embryo sac is present in pollen grains. True or false? Absolutely false. No embryo sac is present in the megaspores. Yes, megaspore eventually convert into an embryo sac. Next, we are coming to the end of this chapter. Yes, what we have studied about the angiosperms, we have studies about the angiosperm, that these are the most advanced family in the plant kingdom. They are the first flowering plants. Yes, they have pollen grains and ovules develop into a specialized structure called as flowers. They have pollen grains and ovules. Then seed of angiosperms are enclosed inside the fruit. They are typically covered. The stamen in the flower is the male sex organ, while the stamen comprises of the filament and the anther. The pistil is the female sex organ. Next, the pistil is made up of ovary sigma style. Double fertilization is an absolutely unique feature of the angiosperm, in which one male gamete go and fuses with the one egg cell, the other male gamete go and fuses with the central cell. Yes, and children, another male gamete go and fuses with the polar nuclei and forms the primary endosperm nucleus, all known as triploid nucleus. So this is all about the angiosperms in detail. We are going to have a practice session related to the angiosperms. Do not forget to join us for the practice session, so we can solve so many questions related to the angiosperms. Yes. Okay, the next topic will be about the life cycle in plants. We're going to discuss about that in little detail. So this is about, we're going to basically have that life cycle of the plants is different. Next, as you know, this is the Embibe app. Children, you can log in through your phone number or your email ID. Go and school examination, collect your particular board, so the 11th CBSE, done, and land on this page. As you click on the home page button, go to the Embibe live classes and you will land. As you can see right now, I am taking this class, and these are the upcoming classes. Yes, these are the upcoming classes for next 7 days. What you have to do, you have to just register yourself for the class. This is the practice session, will happen on 9th October 5 p.m. Yes, so do not forget to register for these classes. Okay, you can learn, you can practice through this particular Embibe app. This is one-stop solution for everything. And you can basically join us on the Embibe Lens app. Go and scan the text. It will highlight all the keyword and will show you everything in 3D. Yes, children, do not forget to register for the upcoming classes so you never miss an update regarding it. We will meet again with the another practice session. Until then, keep imbibing. Take care. Bye-bye.
Keep imbibing. We believe in you.